This is EFC Africa 19, Journey to the Hexagon.
I was born in a small plattelandstown called Nelstroom, and then my father passed away when I was about 2 years old, and then my mother brought me and my brother down to Pretoria to come and just get a work here and sort of settle down here, and then sort of that's how my life started.
As a young child, Michiel was diagnosed with a form of dyslexia and ADHD, but through hard work and determination, Michiel went on to become a specialized chiropractor.
I wanted to go study, so I knew that I wanted to go do something in the sort of medical field.
Hy het nooit verskoning gesoek vir dit nie. Hy het nooit gesê ag maar ek kan nie of ek sukkel of wat ook al nie. Hy het net gesê ek sal dit bemeester. That's it.
My first year was a bit of a longer one than planned. I knew my first year I have to put in twice as much time as the other kids, as the other students, and I just did, and that's why I could finish my degree.
Ons is geweldig trots op hom. Dink nie dit kan genoeg omsit in woorde om te sê wat ons voel nie.
Martial arts has been part of my life since I can remember. The first class was when I was 7 or 8 years old.
At a young age, Michiel fell in love with martial arts. He went on to win numerous Kyokushin karate tournaments around the world and eventually transitioned into K1.
I got into K1 like that. I got the SA title in K1, and sort of the similar sort of situation scenario happened with MMA. We were contemplating, are we going to MMA, because it was just exploding and K1 was fading off. Started training MMA, started focusing on my ground and focusing more on wrestling, got the right coaches. So I sort of just progressed from there, and that's how we got into it.
Ek dink almal weet hy's bietjie meer as 'n gewone atleet as dit by die MMA deel kom. General public dink dat 'n fighter moet 'n lae IQ hê en Michiel bewys absoluut die teenoorgestelde.
Opperman is currently on an 8-fight win streak, becoming the EFC Africa welterweight champion after defeating Jadison Costa.
Being the champion, I think, is sort of a highlight of my life, definitely, but it's also a sort of goal that I've reached. Sort of my whole life has been working towards it, so it's a huge privilege to me.
Oh, that was one of the best moments ever, because I know the dedication it takes for him to be there. You know, the amount of training he puts in, how much he wants it, and for all of that to come together, that was an absolutely amazing moment, yes.
There's lots of still goals that I need to accomplish in EFC, in Africa, and as well as the welterweight division. It doesn't matter what I do, as long as I try to be the best at it. And that's sort of a philosophy that I carry through my entire life, and in all aspects of my life. Whatever I do, I try and be the best.
This fight is massive for me. I want to reach this milestone in my life. Nothing's going to stop me from getting this belt, that I promise you.
You know MMA in South Africa, you know Martin van Staden.
He's been through a lot of ups and downs in his life, and he's progressed and he's changed and he's developed. And today he's one of the guys with the best skill set in MMA in this country.
You know, I went through some really rough times growing up, but that only makes you stronger, you know. And you know, look at me today. I grew up and been successful with my life. A lot of people didn't think I'd get anywhere in life, and look at me now. You know, I'm one of the top athletes in the country and fighting for the gold. You know.
A tough childhood was not made any easier, as Martin's school life was plagued by bullying due to his size and financial circumstance.
I was bullied. I was probably the smallest guy on the standard at the time. Played hooker at school. So I was tiny, and you know, I'm a soft person inside, and guys used to take advantage of that. And then one day came that I just, you know, I had enough, you know. Nobody will ever touch me again. And, you know, I put some beatings on a few boys, and then after that, you know, I got some respect.
Like you said, we weren't financially well off, but yeah, my buddy always looked after us. When we went to school, we actually broke up. He stayed at home. When we got to a certain age, I went to boarding school. He stayed with my dad. He started working with him.
You know, I was 15 at the time, and things just, you know, I just knew I needed to work, and I couldn't go back to school. You know, it was too late. I was, you know, a year and a half down already. So I just started working for my dad, did some boiler making, you know, some motor mechanics.
Having left school early, Martin needed some stability in his life. He found the support he needed in his father.
Yeah, no, growing up, I did have a role model. It was my dad, you know. He was a very tough, hard man. And you know, we used to do a lot of things together, myself and my dad. We used to fish a lot and, you know, do a lot of stuff together. And I always looked up to him growing up, and, you know, he made me the person I am. You know, he made me tough and always, you know, made me look after myself and defend myself. So yeah, I definitely look up to my dad.
Martin used to get into a lot of altercations in nightclubs, but it was there that a bouncer called Kevin Thomas saw the potential Martin had.
Kevin Thomas had a major influence in my life, you know. He saw something in me that nobody did, and he believed in me, you know. And he gave me the opportunity to, you know, become who I've become today. And he was like my big brother. He has since passed away, and you know, I've seen him as my big brother. You know, I used to spend days and hours with him every day at work. You know, we discussed fighting, and the day he passed was a very sad time in my life. You know, and but I just keep pushing forward, and I just try and you know, just try and make him proud. You know, I know he's watching over me, and every time I step in the cage, he's there next to me.
Martin, the Punisher von Staden!
He's got amazing punching power and he's a brawler. Now, I've brought him in, confined that, made it more educated. He's calmer, but with that aggression.
He's a guy with a massive reputation. He's an extremely dangerous fighter. You can never count him out.
The day that I started MMA was the last day that I fought outside the cage. You know, I've got a new respect for it, and it's amazing, you know, it's amazing sport. And I would do this till the day I can't do it anymore, you know, until the body gives up.
I've got much more experience than Martin in stand-up, in the ground, in wrestling and everything, and that's why I'm going to beat him.
That belt's going to be mine. I've worked too hard for the last 5 years to get that belt, and that belt's coming home with me.
Two of Africa's best welterweights will step into the Hexagon to prove who is the ultimate welterweight on the continent.
When you put two athletes like this together, that are literally at the top of the food chain, they're going to produce a 5-round war.
I don't think Martin can out-grapple me, he can't out-wrestle me, and I don't think he can out-box me either, so we'll see what it does. I just want to knock him out.
Kan nie die experience van 15 jaar se stand-up vergelyk met 'n ou wat 'n jaar terug begin stand-up fight het. Dit is maklik om vir my om te sê dat die titel bly hier.
A year ago, Opperman beat Martin van Staden with a vicious standing guillotine, but a lot can change in 12 months.
We've been working diligently for the last year on the submission defense. I do feel that I'm a better grappler than him. I'm a better MMA athlete than what he is. And him submitting me, chances are 1,000,000 to 1. That I guarantee.
When we step in with Michiel, we're going to have some new tools, and it's going to be a great fight for everyone, and Martin's going to show a lot of people what he's made of.
Van Staden has beaten two of the top welterweights with a fantastic submission win over Dino Bagatine and a clinical TKO victory over former champion Jadison Costa.
The big question for Martin van Staden is where will they see holes in Michiel Opperman's game? He's very solid on the ground, he's great with the stand-up, and that's the big thing, is how do they solve this riddle? What will Martin van Staden have to do to actually grind out and get a victory over Michiel Opperman?
I was training on a little special surprise for him, but we'll let it out the box after the fight.
My en Michiel is the challenge om te kyk hoe seer hy sy opponent kan maak. Hy wil fun hê.
I think Martin's going to be welterweight champion because he really wants this more than anything out there.
In a perfect world, I'd like to knock him out. That's it. I want to make him sleep. He made me sleep when he submitted me, but I want to make him sleep by submission or with knockout. This fight will not go 5 rounds.
The reigning welterweight champion takes on the hard-hitting Punisher. It's Michiel Opperman versus Martin van Staden.
Come UFC 19, I'm still going to be the champion.
I'm going to make you pay, I'm going to make you hurt, and I will take the belt away from you.
uncontested in the Hexagon, the EFC Africa welterweight champion Michiel Opperman aims to break the division curse and be the first man to successfully defend a welterweight title. But standing in his way is the hard-hitting Martin van Staden, who will look to avenge his loss to Opperman and prove that he is the top welterweight on the continent. Plus, the undefeated featherweight champion Demart Penna will be confident of retaining his belt as he goes to war with the former lightweight champion Wenzel Nel, who will aim to dethrone the current champion. The champ, Opperman, takes on the hard-hitting Punisher, and the undefeated Wolf will look to tame the animal. EFC Africa 19 April, Carnival City. Ticket and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.